Every single one of you has a version of himself that does whatever he wants on a daily basis, makes money from anywhere in the world, travels whenever he wants, lives the exact lifestyle you imagine in your head. You're jacked, you're in shape, you're confident, and you just feel like you can do whatever you want. You have the belief in yourself that no matter the task, no matter the goal, you can achieve it easily. And that version of yourself is possible to achieve. And this is all about you starting your own hero's journey. The hero journey is basically a concept that every single mythical story, movie, TV show you watch is based around. This is basically how the protagonist or the main character, such as yourself, you are the main character of your own life, as I am of mine, has a call to adventure, to take on a new challenge and goes through trials and tribulations, and at the end of it becomes wiser and then teaches others. That's basically the premise of the hero's journey. But for you to achieve this hero's journey, the first step in the modern world right now, if you want to make money online, you want to live a fantastic lifestyle, you want to be confident, you want to feel good on a daily basis, the first step is getting jacked. And I'm going to tell you guys why. You need to be lean, you need to have a little bit of muscle on you, and it is going to revolutionize the way you perceive the world and your self-belief in yourself to accomplish anything. And it sounds ridiculous, but it is literally the lowest hanging fruit. It is the first step, because once you achieve this, you start realizing you can actually make change in reality. You can start bending reality the way you want to see it. And you see that by just seeing your body change. But not only that, when you commit yourself to the task, you start realizing that you're actually more capable than you think. And especially if you haven't really done anything that you've ever wanted to do. Like, when was the last time, and I mean really think about this, when was the last time you wanted to accomplish something, maybe learn a new skill? For example, I have one where I wanted to ride a motorcycle for a decade. I always wanted to, but I never really believed I could do it. And then one day I just rented a motorcycle and taught myself how to do it. And now I ride it every single day. And it's one of the best things that happens to me, or the best parts of my day. But when was the last time you guys actually did that? Because I know for me, especially when I was living in the West and I was a part of the system, I was working a regular job, you don't necessarily have the time, but also the system kind of stops you from believing in yourself. You end up just kind of following the rat race, coasting along every single day, and you never really do anything you want. Maybe you go on vacation for 2 weeks, right? You ask your boss, you get 2 weeks off, but this isn't the life you want to live, and you know you're capable of doing whatever you want. And the truth is all you have to do is try, and you will succeed. That's how easy it is now, because no one is doing it. You see it all the time online, so many people living the life you want, etc. But in reality, less than 1% of the population is actually doing it. It seems overblown because that's all you're seeing, because everyone else wants to do it. And that's why it gets so much engagement, and that's why you see it on your For You page, on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But really, no one's doing it. 99% of the population is not doing it. And getting jacked, and I've seen this time and time again with guys I work with, is the first step. It is the foundation. And it's more than just your confidence, the way you look. This isn't necessarily about vanity. It's about your image of yourself. And this really makes a huge change, because right now you may see yourself as someone who's just been coasting. You look in the mirror, you're not exactly looking the way you even used to in high school. Maybe you got a little bit of belly fat, a little bit of chest fat, and you've seen yourself actually start to slow down in your 20s, in your late 20s, early 30s, which is your prime as a man. This is where you're stacking as many skills as possible, building your legacy and pursuing what you want in life, so you can have an impact on the world, on your kids' legacy, whatever it may be. See, the hero's journey is all about stepping into the unknown and getting over that first initial fear, finding a mentor, someone to teach you along the way. And then you build skills, characteristic traits about yourself that you can put onto anything else. And a lot of guys start this journey and they think it's about dating. So they go all in on dating. They start doing cold approaching. They start trying to learn game or watching red pill content. Or guys go all in on business and they start making decent money, 10, 15, 20K a month online, which sounds great. But the truth is, if you do all of those things, you go all in on dating, you go all in on business, but you don't actually like the way you look, you don't actually even like yourself or the standard you hold yourself to, your life is still going to be bad. You need to have all of them. I don't mean you should be watching red pill content or anything like that, but you need to be skilled in every single endeavor. And the reason why getting jacked is the first step is because it is the lowest hanging fruit, as I said earlier. It's so easy. Everyone makes it overcomplicated these days, but if you literally go to the gym for 6 months, you will completely change the way you look and how you view yourself, and that starts the snowball effect. You have to understand that as men, we all start out as a blank slate. We all start out as soft, weak, no value in the real world, no leverage, no respect. You have to earn it. And one of the easiest ways to learn it, especially today, because as I say all the time, 99% of guys look like slop. They do not take care of themselves whatsoever. They work 9 to 5, 5, 6 days a week, and then they go out on the weekends, they do blow, drink, and then just wait for the next weekend. You will automatically get that respect in every single room you walk into, more polarity with dating, more respect for yourself, higher standards, and this just carries over into business, dating, whatever it may be. But we all start out in the exact same position. You have to understand that. Don't say things like, oh, because of my genetics, I can't do it. Oh, because of my environment. You don't need crazy workout equipment. You do not need the best genetics. Your genetics don't even matter. Because number one, you're never gonna know how good your genetics are unless you try. You have two options. You either try or you don't try. And you never know. So you either go to the gym or work out outside, calisthenics, push-ups at home. It doesn't really matter. You literally just try, progress. And you're gonna figure out what you're capable of. But in reality, like, you don't have to be the most aesthetic guy. It has nothing to do with your physique, really. Like, you should be lean, you should have a little bit of muscle on, but it's how you feel about yourself. This what gives you the agency to actually take action on the things you wanna do on a daily basis. And I can tell you this because 1 year ago today, 13 months ago, I quit my job, left everything behind, broke up with my girl, flew across the world to a country I'd never been to before to start an online business that I had no proof that I could even make work. But I told myself, I know I'm capable of doing it because I've stuck to bodybuilding or getting jacked for 12 years. So if I do the same with business, I'm gonna succeed. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna problem solve. And the thing is, going to the gym, there's no risk. The risk I had there was losing, running out of money, going back home, getting another job I didn't like, which in reality isn't a big deal. I'm not gonna starve. I'm not gonna be homeless. I know I have the skills to get a job. Getting jacked, there's literally no downside. It's only upside. You're only gonna feel better. You're gonna have better characteristics. You're gonna be a more interesting, layered individual, and you're gonna be proud of yourself. You're gonna be more powerful. All the things you want as a man. But it all starts with your physique. Because once the physique gets in shape, your mind follows. And that's basically what I've been saying in this whole video. You get in shape, your mind follows, and that's really where the transformation changes, the identity shift. That is the most important part of this whole transformation. And then when you want to start the business, you want to take that step to moving across the world, finally living a life that you actually enjoy, you have sun year round, you can do what you want on a daily basis and actually do something you're passionate about, or at least you're interested in, and it actually pays you decently, and you can afford rent, and you don't have to worry about buying a meal out like you do in the West. You'll start realizing that it's the exact same as lifting. It's all about just compounding small wins over and over again, because that's all the gym is. It's just repeating the same tasks, slightly improving them when there's a problem solving, adapting, and then staying on that trajectory. But building a business is the exact same. A relationship is the exact same. You're just slowly negating, changing, fixing small problems, adapting, learning from what just happened, and becoming a better version of yourself. But there's no risk with the physique. There's no reason not to do it. And getting jacked is just physical proof of you shedding your old self. How can you change your identity if you still look the same, if you still feel the same? You understand? You need to prove to yourself by building a good physique, going to the gym, getting in shape, staying lean, that you are capable of change. That's where all this belief comes from. And as I said, it's the fastest one. It's the quickest, easiest route. So many guys will chase money, keep chasing more and more. But when they walk in a room, they'll still lack confidence. It doesn't matter if you have a Rolex on, no one cares. Realistically, no one cares today. Everyone can buy fake Rolexes. It's not a hard task. But when you walk in a room and you have a good physique, everyone instantly respects you, because regardless of people, if they say you use steroids, you have good genetics, whatever it may be, whatever excuse other people will use for you to downplay your achievements, they deep down know it doesn't matter, because it still takes effort. It still takes time. It still takes delayed gratification and discipline. And this is literally just the baseline. You being athletic, capable physically, being able to defend yourself and your loved ones, being confident in yourself and the way you look. And then now you're ready for the next stages. The next stages is acquiring the wealth, starting a legacy, having a family. All of these things come after that, but you first need to make sure you're a strong individual, physically and mentally. And this is the beginning of your hero journey. And this is how you start creating a life that you actually desire. And it doesn't really matter. I'm not telling you guys to become bodybuilders. You could go to a fight gym and just build a little bit of muscle, but that's gonna give you the same type of confidence. All you need is to have proof of your physical capabilities, of your ability to bend reality, and everything will start falling into place and snowballing. And if you guys wanna build this physique, you wanna expedite the process, you wanna get jacked, but you don't wanna go through the hassle of guessing for years and years on end, and you want to change your current existence, you're not happy with your lifestyle, book a call with me down below. We'll talk about where you're currently at, where we're trying to get to, identify the shift that needs to happen mentally, and how we can do that together. And we will get you there in 6 months and completely change not only the way you look, the way you view yourself, and your current environment and lifestyle.